Hey, good morning, Noah.
Hey, Nick, good morning. How are ya?
Hey, not too bad. Just enjoying another day here in Alaska.
Oh, yeah, it's really cold up there, huh?
Well, it's not Atlanta, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, not around here. Except, when it gets like just in the 50s, everyone starts bringing out the big jackets and they're like all freezing cold and they're like, oh my God, we're gonna all die. It's cold,
Yeah, we do
And
that
then
at
when it's
5 degrees.
right, but probably so in Alaska. And then of course, when it like snows, everyone goes to the store and they like take all the bread from the store, and everyone panics. But then we all love the snow. Like sometimes our weather people, they will report that it's going to snow. Everyone gets so excited, the schools start canceling and stuff like that. And then it doesn't even really snow. So then us crazy idiots here in Georgia, we drive all the way up to see some snow. So
There you go.
oh gosh, the fun parts about living here in the South. And by the way, we have some good food too. That's right,
Ooh,
Nick.
I know it.
Well, Nick, before we talk about your experience flying in and out of the fifth busiest cargo hub on the planet, take us back to your first day on the job. Like, what interested you in wanting to be a pilot, and what is it like to fly others back and forth to and from their destination each and every day? Because that's like a really big job to take on, right?
It definitely is a big job, and I have a little bit of unique story. I was a mountain climber for about 10 years out of the state of Alaska and around the
Oh,
world, and we
wow.
did like helicopter skiing and mountaineering. And when you do that, a lot of times you'll use aircraft, either airplanes or helicopters, to get to some of those remote locations. And as I was transitioning out of that, I decided that I wanted to be the pilot of those airplanes. And of course,
Mm-hmm.
Alaska is a great state for that. It's pretty hard to do that in the flatlands of Minnesota, or heli skiing in Atlanta is a pretty tough go. So we do
Yeah.
that up here, and that's kind of how I started. And I have had a fair bit of experience. I flew 737 jets out of Ted Stevens International Airport, hauling cargo around the state of Alaska and a couple other parts of the country. But then, of course, have maintained this type of flying at Regal Air, this smaller airplanes and a little bit of tourism, a little bit of cargo flying, kind of a little wider variety. So
Mm-hmm.
a good experience here, and it's been an interesting journey learning all those things about Ted Stevens, that fifth busiest airport, and then of course the smaller airport, Lake Hood, that we fly out of. So really dynamic, lots of stuff going on, and a pretty unique place to fly here in Alaska.
We're gonna go to Highline Lake today. It's just about 45 minutes northwest Anchorage here.
Nick hasn't been able to use the lake in 5 weeks. His off-grid customers are now in desperate need of supplies. Miles from any towns or highways, the only way to reach them is by air.
You know what, Nick? I'm going to tell you and everyone else that I wanted to be a flight attendant. I actually applied to be one earlier this year before the coronavirus happened, because it's something I've always wanted to do in my life, is to do that job, because I love people and I love traveling the world. But of course, the pandemic happened, and now the airlines and flight attendants are being laid off, and everything's just kind of crazy and wacko at the moment. I don't know when it's going to actually get back to normal for the airlines, but it's something that I would love to do. Yeah.
That's it. Well, maybe next year. The one thing is it's probably getting closer to the bottom of the valley, so to speak, and so that means only better times ahead. So who knows? Maybe
Who
next
knows?
year, a few years, you can take that challenge and go check out what the airlines have to offer and be that flight attendant. And it definitely is. Flying, excuse me, that's the thing with aviation, is flying allows not only flight
Hmm.
attendants or people involved, but the pilots, of course, to go see some of these different places. And that really is the joy in Alaska, is that we get to go
Hmm.
to these remote places that you can only get to on a float plane on the water, or a ski plane with on the snow, or landing
Yeah.
on a gravel bar by the river. And that's what we do at Regal Air, is a lot of that sort of quote unquote bush flying. And
Hmm.
that's really the joy of aviation up here in Alaska, is to to see some of those things that you would as a flight attendant, or here specifically in Alaska, we get to see as quote unquote bush pilots. So
Maybe one day, who knows, Nick? I might be a flight attendant. I might pass right on by the Ted Stevens International Airport. Hey, you never
hey, even
know.
better, come on up and say hi. And until then, Noah, thanks so much for the time. Check us out again Sundays 8 p.m. on the Smithsonian channel.
Yes, absolutely. You take care. Have a great holiday.
You too. Happy holidays. We'll see you.
Thank you. Bye bye.